All right, you lot. Off you get. Now, listen up.
Thanks, Trips.
Part of your training, your masters have given me an overview of your mission statement here. Up ahead, you are searching for a holocron that contains valuable information about the location of a hidden base. The holocron is hidden within an ancient temple on this barren moon. To complete your training, you must return the holocron to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Then report back to each of your masters. As per training parameters, you have no weapons, besides your hand-to-hand skills and of course your abilities with the Force. No training sabers today, I'm afraid. Nice and easy. And good luck. I'll be staying here with the ship. You can contact me on comms if you need assistance. Remember, we are still at war, so keep your comms on, should I need to contact you. If we lose comms or anything happens and we get separated, you are to rendezvous at the Republic Barracks on Jabim. You got that? That's the closest terrestrial planet to this moon. Alright.
Aye.
Well, that about wraps up your orders. Commence your training mission.
The four of you and the clone trooper step out onto a barren moon. Above you there is nothing but stars and endless night. Around you the earth here is hard, cracked grey rock. The landscape is pocked with craters and jutting rock fissures, pretty much as far as the eye can see. The shuttle behind you is on a relatively flat surface. A naturally forming walkway appears behind you and starts weaving through a twisted landscape of rocks.
It's quite the place.
Right. Right, well, I guess we better start moving.
No time like the present.
That's straight ahead, I suppose.
There's really only two ways. Behind you is the shuttle. It's a T1 shuttle. Just a standard Jedi shuttle that moves people from A to B.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Which part?
Just the part about what shuttle it is?
Just the whole thing.
Well,
The whole thing. Start from the top.
I'm sorry, I thought I could keep my shit together, but I can't.
it's a T1 shuttle. No real weapons or anything on it. Resting against the shuttle is CT-33140, a clone trooper that you know as Trips. He's fiddling with a comms device on his arm. Technically, you guys outrank him, but today you're on one of your final tests as Padawan to locate the Jedi holocron within the Lost Temple here on the moon and bring it back to Coruscant.
I thought you said Jabim.
No, he said that
That's if
everything goes wrong, the closest rendezvous point is the
Right.
Republic Barracks on Jabim.
That's what you said.
The mission is to bring the holocron back to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and then wait for your masters to return from war.
All right.
Hey, Trips. Let's do a comlink check.
Yep, reading you loud and clear.
Roger that.
I'm sorry, you said there is two ways to go.
Yeah,
I
there's
rudely
one.
interrupted you.
Really, there's one way to go. There's a little area behind you, which is kind of a flat piece of land, which the shuttle is resting on, and then a winding path that heads away from that towards the south through a bunch of jutted rocks, kind of things that are like bursting up out of the ground at awkward angles. Everything around you is just grey slate and rock.
Right. Let's get this
Just
done as quickly
explore.
as possible, shall we?
I agree. Let's go.
And start moving down the path.
Okay. It's a pretty basic trail. The landing
Dax,
zone.
let me go first.
The landing zone is like
Right.
a wide open area, but yeah, this actually does close in to become a vaguely naturally formed path, and a set of steps. So the marching order here is Rugo,
Yes.
then
I'd like to always go
Hey.
first, but
I would say you should go first if we're about to get in a fight, and I should go first if we're looking around.
we'll try. But I don't have much. Without the training sabers, I'm pretty much useless. Maybe, why don't you go first? I'll lead from behind, and then I will make
Right.
sure that if anything
If
does
something-
go awry.
If I see something, I'll let you know, and you
Let me
can
know.
come up here.
Everyone got that?
Lead the way.
which order is it?
The axis first.
Uh,
And then I will.
I'll be first.
And then
New order, I think, and then Rugo, or then then Jace, and then
then
Rugo.
Jace. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you guys just head off one by one. You guys are without your training sabers and any weapons, but I assume each of you has a pack of some sort on you, and you
Yes, we do.
I do.
start heading off. It's a short walk before the ground starts to shift and change underfoot. It's lots of loose rock. This is a barren moon. There really does not seem to be anything here at all. As you start maneuvering around, though, you do notice that the ground underfoot gets worse and worse and worse the further you walk. After 5-10 minutes or so, you notice that there is a large crater that you are heading towards. Some of the rock gives away, gives you a better line of sight, and you notice a perfect bowl that is at least a mile across, and you pretty much have to start descending down through these rough boulders, and the descent starts to become a little more treacherous. No longer really a path, just rocks and loose slate underfoot. About 30 feet below you, there is a bridge that you notice. This is actually cut stone. In the middle of this crater, there is this stone bridge that is leading downwards towards an underground tunnel or cavern. However, between here and there is nothing but loose rocks and chips of slate that are all over the ground at a horrible angle that is going to cause you to probably slip and fall if you're not careful. You get the sense that you could try one of two ways to descend the last part of this trail. You can jump between the large remaining boulders and onto the bridge, or you can sort of surf down the loose rocks and leap onto the bridge.
Where was the first part? I got excited by surfing. What was the first part? Leaping?
Yep.
Yeah, you
Also-
I would assume the surfing would require more balance, and the jumping would require more like athletic strength, right?
pretty much, yeah. Your options are to kind of jump between the solid-looking boulders that are there, or surf the very loose kind of chips and slate and rocks
Yeah.
down.
You know what I want to do?
As there's boulders. There's nowhere for anyone to hide from us, right?
Let's have our first roll. You can roll me a perception check. D&D it ain't, but we're going to roll a perception check as the first check anyway. And the
Alright.
difficulty on this would be 1, because you can see
One
just
difficulty.
about everything from the vantage point you're in.
All right.
And everybody else, welcome to Star Wars. This game is a little different if you're used to some of the other shows that we run. There are dice with what are essentially hieroglyphics on them. And we're going to go through and explain things for everybody watching, as well as us playing. None of us really know what we're doing. We've had some practice, but generally speaking, we're brand new to this as well. So you've rolled a perception check. The way this game works, there are dice that are rolled against each other. Everything is in conflict here, in that you have the dice that your character rolls, and then there are negative dice. The positive and negative dice will cancel each other out, and the result is presented. Essentially, in this, all that anybody is ever looking for is the single success there, the sort of Batman punch symbol. That means that you've done something. If that doesn't appear, you failed in some way. However, you also have two advantages. You can fail successfully, you can fail very well, you can basically crit, you can succeed poorly, all sorts of different ways to play the game. And with this, Dax, you had a success and you have an advantage. Here's what I'll do for you on that one. One, there is no one here. If there's anybody here, they're like very well hidden. They might be under the rocks or just not within your line of sight. There's no way that you are going to encounter anybody along this portion, maybe in those tunnels that seem to be ahead. Yeah, you really don't have any enemies sighting down on you here. It's pretty obvious to you. The advantage I'll give you is that you can tell that the two different ways down are indeed either an athletics or a coordination check.
Yeah. Well, I will say I'll communicate with my friends and say I'm pretty sure that we're alone here.
It's very kind.
And I will slide down, but I suggest that if you feel like you have the strength, it might be easier to jump. But maybe if you feel you have the coordination to slide down, you should do that. And then I will slide down.
Okay. So one thing that we decided to do when we were playing our test game is everyone does everything one at a time because of the way that the system runs. So you're just immediately going for it.
Yeah.
Sliding down. Okay, give me a coordination check, and this is 1 difficulty again. Boom, 2 successes. Yeah, what does this look like? How do you do it?
I sort of crouch down and I put my left foot forward and I'm facing where I want to go, to the side, and I balance well with my arms out and I surf right down.
Yeah. The loose rocks are awkward to kind of surf along, but you do so. The gravity takes over eventually. At the very bottom, there's a little bit of a lip that you have to take a small jump off of, but you do so, landing like a cat successfully onto the bridge. This bridge is kind of ancient and crumbling, but very stable. As soon as you hit it, there's no like wobbling. It's not going to fall over like that one from Lord of the Rings. Who's next?
I think.
I will.
Yeah, I think I'll wait.
Okay. How are you approaching it?
Oh, I absolutely want to slide, which is coordination.
Yes. Coordination, 1 difficulty. So 1 purple die at the top. Boom. This is the same thing, and I assume you just follow Dax in the same route, same style, sliding down these rocks.
Same roll.
Yep. Jump off at the end, land perfectly on the bridge. Perfect style. Who's next?
Guess I'm gonna try to surf down.
Okay. Coordination check. And at the very top of your sheet, if you remember, there is all of the different dice that you can click. You want to add 1 purple die.
Got it. Okay. And this is just coordination.
Coordination. Under
All right, here we go. missed something.
You didn't add the purple dice. Let me check your sheet. Got to add a difficulty, which you're lucky because that would be a fail otherwise.
It's there. I just think I didn't hit enter.
Right.
Oh, you probably have to click away from
the sheet's
box.
strange.
Yeah.
When you click on the things to add dice or remove them, make sure you click somewhere else on the sheet.
Got it.
To
Okay.
like click out of the box. Yeah, roll it again.
There we go.
Another success. Same thing, I think. You kind of skid down the rocks, jumping at the edge and landing next to the other two. The rule that we came up with for people watching is that if we input the sheet wrong, because the sheet's kind of odd, you have to place dice that you're going against, and we're going to end up messing it up over and over again. It's just a flat reroll. The previous one didn't exist, and we roll it with the correct dice, and we take that answer. And then once we've moved on significantly enough, you can never go back in time. What's done is the rule.
What's done is done.
And then Rugo, the last one.
I think Rugo is going to follow everybody in their approach. It looks like it's been working, so he's going to use coordination.
Well, before you
but
roll
I
your
roll
dice,
things a little bit different.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You do roll things differently. I almost forgot. I'm going to spend a destiny point,
Okay.
and I'm going to use a dark side point. So,
On me.
What a bitch.
yeah, whoever was going last.
Okay.
In this, there is a constant flow or balance. I shouldn't say flow because you're the ebb and flow guy. There is a constant balance between the light side and the dark side of the force in play, and that works out mechanically for us as destiny points. So whenever you hear one of us say, I'm going to use a destiny point, it means that we're using one of the dark side destiny points or light side destiny points. Those are decided before the session, before we hit go and start playing here. We roll dice to determine how many on each side that there are. We started the session with 3 dark side and 2 light side points, and I'm spending 1. And these are kind of like fate dice. They just pretty much do almost anything, really. They kind of
back
just
and forth.
yeah, they make something more difficult for the players if I use a dark side point, or the players can use them to buff themselves or use them, or Deus Ex something very minor into the game for themselves. For this, I'm going to say that this adds a setback dice to your roll. So this will be 1 difficulty, 1 purple, plus 1 setback dice, which is the black die.
Oh, I did -1. Okay, so 1 purple, 1 black die. So 1 difficulty, 1 setback. I have a force power called Ebb and Flow. I can roll skills with this force power. And then if I get a light side point or a dark side point from the roll, I could then utilize it to heal some strain. But strain being a vitality type meter here. There's wounds, which are your physical health, and there's strain, which is like your mental or overexerting yourself. So I'm going to try and overcome this using my coordination.
Yes.
The best nation is coordination.
There it is. So there's a bunch of different things going on here. First of all, though, you rolled a failure. So you have a failure dice, but you failed successfully with 2 advantages, and you summoned up a dark side force die.
I don't know if I failed successfully. I failed with advantage.
You failed with advantage, yeah.
And right, so like I wouldn't. So like if the binary of it being yes or no, it would be no. But what happened here for it to be an advantage? And I have 2 of them.
You tell
Could I
me.
spend those mechanically? Those advantages?
Mechanically, I think you can really only spend them to recover strain in this.
Which I could do. I don't really need to. But I think narratively I will use them instead. So I'm sliding down, but I don't make it to where they are. They've all
You're
made
actually
it
going to
to...
completely fall, and you're going to injure
Okay, yeah,
yourself.
And injure myself.
Yes, you're going to take one
Okay, but-
wound for this, regardless. So
Perfect.
you fall. You do the sliding part fine, but then slip on the last few rocks, misjudge the lip,
Yeah.
and then jump kind of awkwardly, falling awkwardly in some way, and you'll take one
Yeah.
wound, which is pretty
I
harsh.
think I twist my ankle. Yeah. And I think I roll and tumble, and I probably land where everyone is, but I've taken a wound. I don't really know what advantage I would get or what I could pass on to other people. I guess if we have to
Isn't there
pass through
somebody
this.
still going after you?
Nope.
Like
No,
Jace
I'm
still
the
has
last
to go,
one.
right? Oh, you were the
Yeah,
last
Jace
one.
went.
Okay.
Everybody went. I think if we have to pass through this again, maybe I will. Maybe there are no rocks left, and we could just use those rocks that we've slid down as like a bridge back to where we were, right? If we were like sliding a bunch of loose tiles to a. Like now we can just have like a walkway because of all the rocks we slid down on. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my
The
advantage.
return
contributor.
journey will become much
The return
easier.
journey may be a little bit easier,
Yeah.
but I did twist my ankle on this one, so I take a wound.
Yes.
Cool.
One wound as you fall with a bunch of rocks falling down around you. But you did clear a kind of obvious and easy path back up.
Okay, I get up and I dust myself off.
Help you up, yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, thank you. You all made it look so easy.
Are you injured, or can we continue on?
I'll be all right. Let's go.
All right.
I'll try to walk it off.
We go. The only path now is down into a sort of tunnel, correct?
Right. In front of you, there is this bridge at the center of this crater. The crater continues underneath you, and you can kind of look over the edges for a ridiculously large fall to the center of this crater. But the bridge is built in such a way that it kind of connects with one end of the crater here and leads down into a set of naturally formed tunnels and this kind of wild tunnel system. You walk across the bridge. It takes a little while as you move across this ancient bridge first, and then into these tunnels. I guess the
Oh, it's
first
5.
question... What?
Ah, I see. Sorry, I was asking Cord if a stim will heal a 1 wound or if it's more than 1.
Right.
It's 5, yeah.
Starts at 5,
Thank
then
you.
it's 4, then
Yep,
it's 3,
4,
then it's 2, then it's
3,
4.
With
Yeah.
each use, it reduces its
Which is pretty
potency.
sweet.
Yeah, moving into these tunnels at first is pretty simple, but you notice quite quickly that they seem to be splitting in different directions. It's also extremely dark in here, and without your lightsabers, you'll probably have to find another way to see in the dark, or simply traverse without the use of sight. What are you doing about the dark first?
I do remember you saying, Brad, that in all of your games, everyone always can just see in the dark. So does that still apply here, or
I would.
Because of the sake
Destiny
of map
point,
making.
just have dark vision.
Just have dark vision.
Everybody.
I would like to use a light side force dice, or what is
Literally
it called?
light.
Destiny dice,
Yep, destiny point.
to remember to bring a light
Hell yeah.
source with us. Is that something I can do?
Yes, you can. Yeah, so make sure you click it to use the point,
All right.
and that'll send the.
So I
And these
just
flip,
click on it.
by the way. Yep. So you should have use light side.
We have a
Right.
pool of 5 today, right? And we're swapping those between the GM and us.
Every time I use a dark side point, it flips to a light side, and every time they use a light side, it flips to a dark side. So
And
they
we
have
could
to
utilize that for retcons like now, which is sweet.
Yeah. And yeah, you. What light source did you bring?
I brought one of those. I cannot remember what it's called, but it's like a stick lantern sort of thing.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but I don't know how
Glow
to
stick.
describe it either. It's like an LED light thing that's a
Yeah.
stick that shines pretty brightly.
Poor man's
Uh,
lightsaber.
Okay.
And
It's a light.
yeah,
Or-
and probably
I had it hooked to my.
it
jewel
uses
belt.
some
My-
Star Wars future junk tech
Yeah.
looking thing though, as opposed to like
It is.
Like a
It is
crystal.
from Star Wars.
Like a halogen bulb.
yeah, it's not using it.
Junk tech.
So yeah, you flick that
So,
on, providing light
Look it
immediately.
on. I'm holding it up, and I move into the dark. What do I see?
You see tunnels, just natural cavern systems. One tunnel splits into two, following one splits into three. It's you quickly recognize this as a sort of hollow nervous system that starts to lead down deep into the core of this moon. There is a particular clue that stands out that will allow you to choose which is the correct path to follow downwards. However, you will have to make a check for it. One person can make either a perception or a survival check if they want to determine the route through. Anybody with ranks or career ticks in the same skill can provide a boost dice to that person's check. So you guys determine who's going to lead you through the tunnels here.
Can I ruin everything that you just said by using my 4C?
As always.
Yes, of course you can. You have an ability.
I do.
What is 4C?
Well, let's
You'll
roll a
find
die.
out.
Go for it. We'll see what information you get.
This never gone well in the test, so hopefully it's the same now.
Yeah.
I know you're doing this right now.
No.
Get the shit out of me.
Yeah, good. You still have a difficult on there, but ignore that. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
You get 2 light side checks here, so you can do the 4C ability. And I'm gonna double check, even though I'm pretty sure I remember what it is, what 4C does, unless you want to tell everyone.
I don't think I want them to know yet. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. You get.
Did she even let us know? So will we even be aware
No,
that she's
probably
done
not.
anything?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
I don't
think
even
so.
know if you do this actively. Obviously, you, the
I don't.
player, does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think. I think as I just see that there are 2, pathways forward. I think that's when it would trigger.
Yeah. The image that kind of fills your senses is of the 4 of you opening a door and a holocron lighting up all of the room around you. Images fill the room suddenly, a blue light. Everybody kind of smiling, probably not Dax. There's a moment where Jace turns to you and simply says, "Well, lucky we followed the air currents through those tunnels, huh?" And the vision dissipates.
Context is everything. Was it sarcasm? Because I feel like Jace can sometimes be like, I just want to make sure I don't fucking take us in the wrong direction. Okay, that's PTSD, freaking out. It's fine.
Seemed pretty genuine.
Can I, do I feel an air current here?
Well, that would be making the check. You still have to make the check.
Okay.
So, perception or survival would be the check.
And then we're choosing one person to lead it through, or will I make this check and it won't affect what they're gonna do?
So this comes down to
related to what I'm doing.
Perception is just whether you can feel it out immediately.
Yeah.
So any one of you could do it. It just comes down to whether you do it successfully.
Oh.
Survival is more of a an actual skilled check, in the sense that they would be like licking their finger or whatever an actual person like a survival expert would do to determine where the wind currents are coming from and then follow those through the tunnels Perception is one option, and survival is the other. So depending on how you,
But we have to decide
it.
one person leads through and then gives a bonus to everybody else, right?
whoever makes the check would make the check. If anybody else, for example, if say Jace makes the survival check, then anybody else with ranks or a career tick in survival can add boosts to that person's check. So they're helping, and you get a blue die added to it.
Okay.
I also have no idea if this is how you're supposed to GM this game. Welcome to my game. So I'm going to do it forever.
I think I would.
It's good because it moves it along as well. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think I would. I want to finish this mission as quickly as possible, so I think I would just take the lead to do that. But if anyone wanted to say something, they could.
Well,
You'd have a chance, but I am actively looking around right now, and I will use my perception to find out unless someone says something.
And you also have the light source too, so that.
Yeah, you do have the light source.
Yeah.
I think because I just saw
has
this
the
vision.
knowledge, though.
Yeah, I think because I just had this vision, I don't think I would stop. You know, it's like one of those things where I, as a player, know that you probably have a better perception score than I do, but if that literally just happened to me where I had this vision, I would instantly go, "Where's the current?" And I would just look. So I think I would do it.
So I'll let you have this one of two ways. Either one of you can make the check, but now that both of you are aware that you know where the current is, it's reducing the difficulty by 1 regardless. So now you can just pick whoever is the one doing it. Both of you can look, but just pick out a character, which one of you to make the roll. You're both looking at the same time?
Yeah.
You don't need to roll it yet. Don't roll it.
Oh, I already rolled it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Just pick someone.
And I rolled it with a difficulty.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Pick some out of character. Pick someone first, and then I'm going to tell you how to.
I have 2 yellow.
I have 2 yellow and a green.
That's the wrong roll.
Okay, then you.
Okay.
And go for it.
How many difficulty am I adding?
So it is 1 difficulty, but Nuada are you helping?
Yeah.
So you have 1 blue die. Anybody else got ranks or a career in perception?
I think it's just the 2 of us. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 difficulty and then 1 boost, which is the blue die.
Alright.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So no successes, but a bunch of advantages. I'm going to tell you what this is. You guys start moving around the tunnels. For the most part, Dax, you're trying to follow a wind current, but you struggle. I don't know why you struggle, or whether you're distracted or you're relying on your eyes more than the confidence that Nuada had that it was following a wind current. And you start to move around a little more haphazardly. At one point, you take a strange left, and then an odd right, and then suddenly you're lost. And you're running into a couple of dead ends over and over again until eventually you make your way back to an area where there is a breeze again. And this takes a really long time. This takes literal hours as you guys get completely lost underneath this insane network of tunnels that start moving you in and out, and you just one dead end into another, and each of you will have to mark 1 strain. And while you're doing that, I'll explain what strain is. In this game, there is wounds, which are your basic HP, hit points, of which once you hit, you start at 0, say you have 10 wounds. Once you hit 10, you pass out. And then you're on this game's version of death saves or whatever happens. There's also strain in this game, which is more of a mental or physical will and test. So being lost for a long time, not eating for a long time. We played an offline game that was a sort of tester where you were exposed to cold, which caused each of the players to suffer strain for being out in that cold for so long. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can accrue strain and wounds, and in this instance, because you just spend so long moving around in these tunnels, it's just exhausting, and you're wasting a lot of time, and it becomes stressful. Then again, eventually you do find your way back to the breeze, and you can make the check again, Dax.
Right.
Did we just go in a circle?
I can't tell.
This is a pretty confusing network of tunnels. We're doing the best we can. Hold on, let me think for a moment.
There we go. Wow. Beyond successful. You got 4 successes and a triumph in there. A triumph is pretty much like this game's version of a crit. I mean, you follow the breeze, and eventually you come to a huge cavern opening. But in what way is this unbelievably successful and a triumph?
I would say that we've been walking around in these tunnels for so long, and this is something that I'm used to, creeping around in dark places. So I now have enough experience here that the next time I use perception, or I'm trying to figure out if something is going on in the darkness of these caverns, I'd get a bit of a boost.
Yeah, okay. Eventually, Dax does lead you to this open cavern, and suddenly, underground, there is this wondrous structure ahead of you. There is a Jedi temple sitting, partly carved into the core of this moon, partly built out of stone. It was clearly constructed to be a place of solitude and contemplation. It is this singular point on this moon, which is surrounded by this harsh, unforgiving, cold, desolate moon. There are spiky stalagmites and stalactites all over this chamber around the temple, this imposing structure built with grey and white stone, adorned with all of these intricate carvings and symbols of the Jedi Order, and it's very tall, and it twists to a thin sort of central point, like an augur shell. It is a clear beacon of hope and wisdom in the midst of this bleak and desolate planet. It is very clearly dormant and empty. There are enormous steps that lead you up towards an open doorway, and you can see inside very quickly. There is an enormous, spacious central chamber, and each of you steps inside and looks around. Again, it's still by the light of this glow stick that you've got, but you can make out that this would have been an entryway designed to immediately send people off to separate chambers. A circular structure with all sorts of other circular chambers off of the center here for meditation and training. These huge open spaces that were probably once dormitories for the Jedi Knights who lived and studied here. The temple seems like there are lots and lots of areas that would have probably once contained a library of texts and holocrons, but everywhere in this place is empty now. At the very rear of this structure, you find a door that speaks to you in a way. There is a breeze that is really nothing to do with the air here, as you each recognize some strange distant sounds of shuffling feet, younglings and masters, times that are lost but not forgotten. And despite the harshness of this planet and the stress of trying to get to this temple, it provides an odd sense of peace and harmony. A sort of refuge from the chaos and turmoil of the galaxy. And I think you guys probably take a a few moments to just explore. Dax checking, dark corners and empty rooms quickly to check that the place is completely empty, and it really does seem like it is. Again, after a quick exploration, you note a single chamber that remains unexplored. As you enter this chamber, you see a series of doors with holographic symbols on them. They're glowing in the empty dark, and they flicker and change constantly as you approach. A ship, a symbol, a cat, a gungan, a lightsaber, a starfighter. The closer you get to these doors, the slower they shift until eventually you're close enough that they stop. Stepping backwards doesn't cause them to change again, and they just seem to be set with these 8 symbols before you. The hologram flickers because it's ancient technology, but the images remain. I think you guys know that the holocron is behind one of these doors, but you don't know which one. You find a note, and this note looks new. Written on a piece of parchment, it says, "Only the worthy may pass. The path to the holocron is hidden within the ancient symbols. Look for the one that does not belong. There are no wrong answers, only correct answers to other questions." You see the following symbols on the door.
Red puzzles.
Now, hopefully you can see that on the stream, because I think if I do this, it's going to explode too big. Yeah. You see a dagger, a vulture, a crow, a raven, a lily, a cypress tree, a hyacinth, and a butterfly. What do you do?
I think I'm watching the door. I'm watching behind us.
It's the sword. By the way.
Why?
Jace would step forward and look at it.
What do you think is the sword?
Doesn't belong. It doesn't make sense. You got birds,
Everything else is alive.
flying things, and yeah. All life except for that sword. Doesn't make sense.
I think I lean forward and interact with the dagger.
Yeah, it is just a display, a holographic display, sitting on the front of the door here. As you approach the door, you can see that there are 2 buttons on the side of the display. One that would be a button in green, and one that is a button in red.
I'm confused. So this is in front of us in a hologram, and then there's a green and red button to press.
These are all on individual doors.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So each, there are 8 doors in front of you, and each of these are on the front of each of those doors. On the side of the panel, there is a green button and a red button. Neither is lit.
8 doors, but are they in pairs or not? Each door has only one image on it?
Circular room, an entrance, and
Yep.
then 8 doorways. leading
But
out
on
from
the
them.
doorways, is there only one image, or are they in pairs?
Yes, only one on each.
Okay.
I think we
Jace would
Take the
kind of
dagger.
lean over to New. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's
I think it's
gotta be the sword. It has to be.
sword. Yes. Everything else is alive.
I make my way over towards the dagger, and I stand by it and sort of like check in with everybody as if to confirm this is our pick.
Let's do it. Let's pick it.
All right.
think it's the one.
Press the green button.
Press the green button. The door opens. The other doors, you notice that the red lights come on around each one, and you step in. This room immediately stands out to all of you as an old training room. At the very center of the room, there is a holocron. It is a faintly glowing cyan cube with a golden trim. It is a device filled with knowledge, and as you approach the holocron, it activates, casting many holographic images across the walls that flicker and change. Training images showing different stances based on animal movements: cat, tiger, ack dog. Even the Kowakian monkey lizards are featured at one point. And you guys can spend some time here following the stances and the movements, memorizing them, commit them to a data pad, whatever it is you're trying to do. But you can spend some time with this holocron in this room and
Does it? Sorry.
learn a
Does
martial
it
art.
level us up?
Yes, it does, and that is the purpose of holocrons in this system as well.
Sick.
I will definitely take some
Yep.
time and
Yeah.
learn
Also,
the stances.
I think this is
Okay.
why we're here.
I know this is why we're here.
Jace would turn to Nu and say, "It's lucky we followed the air current through those tunnels, huh?"
holy fuck!
You guys all start practicing and
That's
following these stances and movements, learning them, figuring them out, practicing with one another. It's a familiar thing. Each of you gets +1 rank in melee brawn. So on your sheets, you can go to the skills, and then underneath skills, there's combat skills. Melee, add +1 rank to whatever you already might have in there.
You mean melee? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, melee.
brawn is the it would be melee and then
Sorry, say that again. We're leveling up melee?
yes, combat
Mhm.
skills under skills in
Melee.
on the skills page, not the combat page, and then combat skills
Just upgraded
melee
my dice.
rank 1, and
Oh, look at that.
you now know
Mhm.
this ancient lost animal-based form of martial arts. So, a couple of hours pass, and the official training mission is to collect this holocron and bring it back to Coruscant. So what do you guys do now?
I think when
I
I'm
will-
talking to anybody, I will try to approach the holocron and
Wait. Let's check and make sure this isn't part of the test. We check around and see if this maybe taking it off trigger or something.
it is a part of the test. This is what
Yeah,
we're here.
so
We have
let's
to- we
not
have to
take it
take this-
until we're sure that it's not gonna start something.
Yeah.
We're in it.
I was just thinking that we're in the sacred temple.
He wants to try. Dax,
Temple.
you can give me either a mechanics or a skullduggery check with
Skullduggery for me,
with-
please.
with difficulty 2, because I don't think you really know what is going on in this temple. It's like all that ancient tech.
And I do not get a boost for this from the Triumph, right? Because it's kind of not
You
the
can
same
take
area.
a boost on this from that if you want.
I will then.
Okay. Then that's you consuming that boost. Wow. 4 successes and an advantage. Removing this holocron is not going to do anything. However, the device, the pedestal that it's standing on, is enhancing the holocron. It's letting it create the holographic images that sit on the walls. It's partially designed to do exactly that, but it's not going to trigger anything dangerous or set anything off or lock you in or anything like that. It's just going to shut down the holocron itself.
Okay. So as I'm on one knee and I'm sort of looking around at it, and I look up at Ruga and I'm like, all right, you can take it. I think it's going to be okay. I think you should carry it as well.
And I sort of nod and dismantle it or take it off of the pedestal, however it comes off. I assume it doesn't just lift off. I'm sure there's some sort of mechanism or something that keeps it in and projected.
It's kind of plugged in, so you just have to
unplug it from its pedestal.
Yeah, the lights drop.
So part of me, I think, where my face sinks and I think my brow furrows as if I'm a little bit nervous. And then I'll try to put it in my pack. How large is it? It's like
it's like the size of a baseball.
Baseball. Yeah, I then go to place it into my robes.
Okay.
Right. Should leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'll
get
go
out of here.
first.
Lead the way.
I hold up the light source and head out.
Yeah.
Chem light.
You're heading all the way out of the temple?
I am heading out of the temple, and as per usual, I'm very careful, and I'm keeping my eyes open. I'm expecting this. Actually, I will say this to the rest. This feels like it was far too easy. I think we should
agree.
be really careful.
Yeah.
All we had to do was slide down and guess the path. It
Easy
doesn't
for you.
really seem
Yeah.
like much of a challenge for Padawans as far along as we are.
Speak for yourself.
Right. Continue on, but I'm going very cautiously.
Okay. Yeah, you're heading cautiously out of the temple. Are you whispering at him?
I am.
Were you whispering?
She's whispering at
Jace.
Jace.
I want to know what's behind the other door.
I'm pretty curious, but you should probably
Do you
get
think we
going,
should
huh?
try?
Oh, you don't want to wait? Want to let them go ahead?
No. I suppose not.
What do you want to do? We can get back.
Curious.
Hmm.
I guess we can come back. And I will head out.
Don't want to know
But
what's behind the
I
other
am
door?
looking longingly at the doors because I really want to see what's behind some of the other doors. Because I think there's a obvious answer to the puzzle, but then also I think there's a couple of different answers too that we can potentially play with. But it's fine.
It did say there was no wrong answer.
I know. So there's probably some other cool stuff behind the doors. That's all I'm saying. We just
Like
happen
other
to know the
holocrons
answer
that
to
weren't
get
melee.
the. Yeah.
Although, didn't the other doors just lock? So they didn't reset, did they?
They
So-
did once we pressed green.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
I don't think we could do anything unless I mess with it.
Well, I think now, especially because we learned melee, right? There might be more holocrons behind these doors, and they're just related to the imagery, right? Because the knife is what gave us combat. So,
Right.
And I really
Knife
wanted to
would
go through the
be-
fucking butterfly door, damn it. Sorry.
You said the dagger.
It's the right, it was a very obvious answer, and it's what I
Yeah,
would have
it stood
answered,
out
but
the
I am
most.
very curious wondering what's behind all the other doors. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
But we have left, right, everyone?
Yeah, we're trailing
Begrudgingly,
behind Jason
yeah.
and I. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if each one of us could have pressed a different button. is what I'm whispering to Jace as we're walking.
Yeah, you're probably right. I just want to get everything right during this training. I don't want to mess anything up.
You can't.
But I am curious.
Dax, do you think you remember the way?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I think I remember the first half, but we got turned around. So after that, it would take a bit of trouble.
Right.
You know what? Yeah. I can get us halfway back without any trouble.
Yeah. And you guys leave the temple behind you, the strange sort of calming presence of somewhere that's so attuned with the light side of the force, and back into these sort of awful cold tunnels. Dax kind of maneuvering through them, remembering when to move, when to follow the breeze, and when to go left, when to go right. And you get about halfway back through. So I'll need another check from you. This time it is you used your boost die, so this will be a perception check again. However, I'm going to use another dark side point to give you a setback dice.
All right. And that's one difficulty?
One difficulty, one black setback die.
All right. And am I getting help from anyone? Nualda, I think, is the only one who can do.
You said that you could do it.
Okay.
Do you need their help?
I would probably just be trying to get through as fast as I can. I notice they're chit-chatting behind me. I'm like, oh, all right, let's go.
I was just
And
gonna say
I'm
I
trying
would
to
help,
figure
but
out
I think
myself.
you'd have to ask because I'm lost in puzzle brain thought. I think with Jace,
And would Dax
Yeah.
ask?
I don't think he would ask
That's
me for help.
the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't turn back. He doesn't ask anybody for help. He just continues on, moving through these tunnels, twisting left, twisting right, before eventually you see a sort of exit, some light being cast down from the star in this sector, and you see the exit, and all of you following him as far as you can tell. He just left, right, up there, moved along this wall, stopped for a moment, checked, moved off, and navigated these tunnels expertly. Your comlinks, there's some static that starts up from them as soon as you come out of these tunnels, as if they like reconnect to something for a moment. Jace, you're pretty good with mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you probably notice it first, just that there's some strange sort of static interference with these
Would
comlinks.
it sound
as soon
like
as you come out.
someone's trying to talk, or
It's at
like
first,
an opening channel?
It does sound like that to you. You get the sense that there is a somebody trying to contact you, but it doesn't do the usual chirrup of noise. It just kind of and then nothing.
Are you all hearing this? What is? Like someone just trying to talk to us. Like, something wrong? I just checked these before we left.
Is it broken?
So maybe it's just the magnetic field of the moon or something. I don't know.
Should we try to contact what's his name? The clone.
Oh, Trips. Hey, Trips. Can you read me?
Nothing but static.
Nothing. Maybe we need to get away from the temple.
Call me.
Okay. Usual channel?
Yeah.
Alright. You hear me? Hello?
Static again.
Testing.
Jace,
Let's move away from the temple.
you can make me a mechanics int check if you'd like. To see if you can
Okay.
determine what's going on with these things.
Difficulty
The
of 1.
difficulty on this is a 3, which is hard.
3. Okay. Let me do that. And here we go. Let's see what happens. Jace would be messing around with his comm link.
Failure. But you do get an advantage. Next time I call for you to make a check, you'll have a boost on I guess on any mechanics checks. But with this failure, I think you're just not too sure. It could be a multitude of different things. The fact that all 4 of them were knocked out at the same time suggests that maybe it's just that you're too close to the core of this planet and it's messing with it in some way. It could just be a strange kind of burst of magnetic interference that has happened from being underground and coming back outside. It could be something to do with the ancient tech that's in the temple, knocking them out and interfering with them in some way, or it could be some other thing that you just have no real guess at this point, but you aren't really able to work it out while you're moving across this bridge, messing with this thing. He's got a little like screwdriver thing out, messing with his comm link, but he just doesn't seem to be able to put it together what it is.
Do you know what it is?
No, I'm guessing it's something to do with the planet, the moon, maybe the magnetic field, or maybe the core. Could be the temple too, I don't know.
Perhaps we should get back.
Yeah,
Oh,
be a good idea.
we're,
Be careful.
we're in that bowl, right?
There's
Yeah.
you're in it's an enormous like impact crater that has hit this moon at some point forever ago, and there's a
Does it look like an impact crater, or somebody carved out a perfect bowl?
it looks like an impact crater, and then they
Okay.
carved the bridge out of it.
I would say to everyone else, this could be part of the test. We all thought that it was a bit too easy. What if they're cutting off our communications? And we've
Good
got more
point.
to do.
You might be right.
Let's move forward very cautiously, eh?
Good thinking. I'll stop messing with this and use my eyes to help.
Alright. I'll go first, back up towards the path.
No, I'll
Oh.
lead.
You want to go first? Okay, yeah.
It's a bit slippery over here.
I'll be
Watch your
right
footing
behind
here.
you. We
As I
need
point
to-
out to where I twisted my ankle before,
Yeah.
make sure no one does it again.
You're able to move all the way back across this bridge and then
Okay.
up to the area where you twisted your ankle, and you don't need to make any checks for this because you cleared a path with your body.
You're welcome.
And each of you kind of just
Thank you.
it's a short jump up. You probably have to jump and reach and grab and pull yourselves up. I don't know if any of you have Jedi flip jump 30 feet in the air standing jump ability, or if that's even an ability. I don't know.
It is.
It is? Okay, well none of you have it then, so
No, we don't.
that you don't get to do that cool thing that they do. You just jump up
Yet.
normal human style.
If we picked up the grasshopper holocron, we probably would.
And if you'd gone in the different door, and you start making your way back to the shuttle, you spend. It's probably a little harder to make it because you have to kind of go up this incline this time and not just kind of slide down a lot of this, so it takes a little bit longer. And who's leading here? Rugo.
It's true.
Yeah. I think I'll actually go in the back and I'll be... This path is surrounded by nothingness, or is there like rocky...
Oh, it's
Like,
all like jagged rocks and like
Okay.
Yeah, like
I've got my
splintered,
eyes
huge
everywhere.
boulders and stuff. Yeah.
In fact, I don't think I'm with them. I think I'm in the jagged rocks following them. Like keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, from your perspective when you were at the top, you got a good idea of this thing. There could obviously be people hiding behind things. From down here looking up, it seems to be a lot more intimidating. Both, are you actively looking out, Rugo, or are you just moving forward?
Oh, I'm actively looking out.
All right, both of you give me perception checks with 1 difficulty.
Sorry, I roll my things weird.
Yep.
Oh, it's not here. How dare.
Thanks. From the rear here, it doesn't seem like anyone's coming up behind you, running across the bridge. Doesn't seem like there's really any way for anyone to quickly come up behind you because it's all of that loose slate and rocks. So they'd make a lot of noise if you couldn't see them at least. So you're pretty confident there's nothing behind you. And Rugo, equally, with your success, you're pretty sure there's no one ahead of you blocking the path or anything, but it's significantly more difficult to see what's ahead of you on this path because it's this winding. It's not a path. It's just the way through the jagged rocks and boulders and things back up this crater and towards the shuttle. Everyone roll me just a plain force die.
Is the shuttle there?
You're nowhere near it.
Okay.
And let me just check. I
Force
gave.
How do we do that?
I'm gonna.
This is the one that we created
Oh,
ourselves.
thank you.
It is just, and I'm gonna just
A
add
blank
one.
force.
Yes, just the force.
Perfect. Oh, I still have a difficulty? No difficulty?
And it's on the far right hand side, Biz.
On the
No difficulty,
character.
Brian?
Yeah, no. Go back to your thing. Combat page. Scroll down to your force abilities, and there's one just called the force.
No, I see it. Okay.
And then you just roll the dice on the right hand side there. And what did you say, Myth?
No difficulty.
No difficulty. This is just a force dice. So, Rugo, 2 dark side. Dax, 1 light side. Oh wait, no, hang on. Where are we?
No auto reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Nuada black, Jace black,
Oh, golly.
Rugo black, Dax light side. You guys are
My face too
moving
black.
up through this thing, and it starts to taper off a little more as you come to the top of the crater part of this thing. And all of you at the same time are hit by this odd wave as you feel
What was that?
a horrible
No.
sensation, a strange feeling. Dax, you interpret this shift as a shift in balance, a momentary connection with the force here. It's the type of thing that you might recognize as simply joy balanced with pain. But in which direction? Is it a shift to joy or a shift to pain? But you're more focused on what's happening around you, looking at stuff about you. The rest of you, something terrible has happened. Something truly awful. Each of you feel weak and nauseous. And I think all 3 of you stumble. Mechanically, you take 2 strain from this.
What has
I
happened?
stop.
I don't know.
I stop and I just sort of groan in pain.
Are you alright?
But we got to keep moving. I don't know what's going on, but we need to keep moving.
I don't think this is the test.
No.
You took 2 strain, it was? Not 2 wounds, 2 strain.
Strain each.
Thank you.
To clarify, Brad, there's not any cover around the path now, right?
There's
It's just desolate nothingness.
There's you're out of
Name
the
of my
crater and now
autobiography.
you're moving along the top of the moon. You're just back along the surface, but there is
Right.
still like it's mountainous, chaotic,
I'm
crumbling
okay.
terrain.
I'm still behind them off the path, but I'm watching them, confused as to why they're stopping and why he's doubled over.
You're
I'm just holding him up.
once
Yeah,
you
I'm looking
Jason
at
grab him
Jace,
from
like-
the other side. And
Yeah.
Jace,
Help.
from your robes, the static kicks up again as if something has shifted and you've come back up and out of this crater. You can give that mechanics check another go if you'd like.
okay.
It'll be 3 difficulty, but you can add a blue die to this because you have the boost
the
from
last-
last time.
Hang on, Margot.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
You felt that? You feel that?
I did.
Okay.
Success. Yeah, you sit there for a moment, realizing that if you just move this way here, move that navigational thing here, and move that from one side to the other, you can actually access the thing, and it sort of fixes it. There's still so much interference, but you do hear something coming through.
Lean on me. I've got you.
There's something.
Who is it?
Hello.
What is that? Order what?
Execute Order 66. Execute Order 60.
What's Order 66?
I was never trained that. What is it? Is it part of the training?
Hey, Dax.
Dax!
What?
There's something coming through on the comm links. Can you hear this? It's something about Order
Yeah.
66. Have you heard of anything like that before?
I approach the party. What are you saying? Why are you shouting?
Something.
Don't
you-
reveal our location right now.
Something's not
feel
right,
that.
Dax.
What do you mean?
Dax, you might be
can't
the
feel
only
it.
person who can make this check. You can make me a warfare knowledge check, but this would be formidable. So it's 6 purple die? 5 or 6? What is formidable? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Am I allowed to assist in some way? Like with I actually don't know if this is even a thing that we can do or if it's an ability we can unlock later on, but I would like to somehow either meditate, kind of like a use the force, where it's like I'm calming around him and I'm just say you don't feel that, and get him to kind of try to like use the force while he's doing a non-force check. Can we do that?
You can do that with the destiny point.
Yeah, because that seems fucking dope.
Yeah.
And you're doing a knowledge check to find out if you recognize something that isn't related to the force, right? And so I think it would be cool if we could encourage each other and be like, no, use the force to do this. That help aid you. So yeah, I'll use the destiny point
see-
we've got.
Yeah, make sure
This
you
is a
use it.
5 difficulty.
5 difficulty, and you have 1 blue die.
Wow.
Aye, okay. 1 blue die.
You generate 1 threat. You've no idea what this is. Order 66, it's probably a clone protocol of some kind, but you don't know.
Right.
I don't know what it is either.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but what if it's... I didn't recognize who that was, but maybe it is part of the training and...
No.
we weren't supposed to hear it?
Dax, I don't think it is. Something isn't right. You don't feel that?
mean, I felt something. But it didn't feel... I don't know. Alright, so...
Should just keep going, I think. Back to the shuttle.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's think about this. Whether it's part of the training or not, I think we need to be very cautious. If this
It's
is
not.
real,
It's not.
well, then we need to be even more cautious, right? The transport could be destroyed. There could be other people there. We don't know what's going on. Let's very carefully approach and try to stay hidden and see what we can see before they can see us, right?
All right.
Let's go.
That's a good plan, I think.
Let's do this.
Okay.
There's a disturbance for sure.
You are stealthily approaching the shuttle, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
The plan? Who's leading the
I
pack?
can lead. I will lead if it
Stealthily.
has to do with stealth.
Well, you're each going to have to make a check.
Working with Rogar.
Yes. This will be...
I'm probably going to take a difficulty here because I have a twisted ankle.
yeah, I'm going to...
But I'm helping you. So perhaps that counts for something.
Yeah, you know what? This is a stealth check with a difficulty of 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I will
just realize what's
first.
happening.
Sick.
Okay.
So, we go one at a time, right? In order.
You can all just make these checks, but it's a good
Okay.
idea to do one at a time just in case we want to use the disadvantages and advantages to help each other. So
Yeah.
I
Yep,
would go
yeah,
I would do it
cord.
in order of
66?
walking order. Yeah, in order of 66.
I'll go,
So
I'll go
whoever
first.
goes first, roll first, and then we'll...
Alright, I just want to say before I roll this, it might be confusing because I have a boost dice, but that's one of my abilities that bakes in a boost dice to stealth.
Right, yeah, okay.
So I fail.
Okay. I don't think you know if you failed or anything.
Right.
So, yeah, this is it's just a horrible landscape, and you're aware of
it's-
that. But I don't know if
Right.
you know whether you, are being seen or anything. But you don't see anybody. Who's next?
I'll go next. Stealth.
Stealth
Agility.
with
Okay.
3 difficulty. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. He's terrible at this.
2 successes. Yep. I mean, you're just following Dax, I assume, through this.
Bonus
Stuff.
on there.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't have the boost.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wouldn't have the boost.
reroll. Get fucked, reroll it.
Let me do it again.
Right, yeah, you can roll it again.
Come on, man. It is not on there.
It did the boost still though. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, nice.
There we go.
Oh, we learned this. You have to, if you knock the boost die
away.
down 1, you actually have to click out of the box for the sheet to register.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, yeah, you have to click it out. Okay, 1
the one.
success and 2 threats generated. And
I did
again,
that.
you don't know
Isn't that so much?
that you're rolling dice, so you're just creeping to the best of your ability forward. Who's next?
Does his success mean he can assist allied character infiltrate? Like, because it makes sense to me that he and I are helping Rugo.
Yeah.
So I think it would boost his.
If he had 2 successes. Oh, no, never mind, it's 1.
Yeah,
Never mind,
I
yeah.
mean, it does say that a success, which is weird, that you get a success and that gives you the ability to assist an allied character and infiltrate at the same time. I feel like all this does is succeed for him. You need to get advantages for that, so I don't know why it says that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
We have spending
But-
suggestions on. It's like training wheels for learning this system. So I'm sure someone will tell me in the week. in block caps
Um,
in a YouTube comment.
I think meta-wise, Nuala should go next.
Yeah.
And if you get something good, you can help me.
Um.
Three successes and a threat. This time,
Cool.
you can take a boost, Rugo.
Boost is blue.
Yeah.
Is it a boost for every success? Could I just give him 2?
No.
Okay.
I've been so nervous this whole episode. Okay, and this is a stealth,
Mm-hmm.
which I
3
also
difficulty.
don't have on my ebb and flow. Okay. It's cool that it's a select amount of skills. Stealth, 3 difficulty, 1 boost. I'm gonna click over here just in case.
Wow. 3 failures
Oh.
Three
and
failures
multiple
with
advantages.
advantage.
So now let me see what I've got here.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are quietly maneuvering through this.
I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got that bad ankle.
I'm like wincing as I walk.
Yeah.
And
I'm walking with you. I'm still like, I've got your arm over my shoulder
Yeah.
and I'm helping you walk as best I can.
you, Dax, lead them a different route. It's off from the kind of winding, vaguely natural path that you took back to the shuttle, and you head around at a different angle. It's not easy moving. I think Rugo begins to very quickly struggle
Almost
to
there.
move along this kind of landscape quietly. He
Crouching
can
like this.
walk, but it's just
Okay.
he's making a decent amount of noise, and it's starting to become pretty obvious. You're leading the way here, and all 4 of you round a sort of set of these kind of huge boulders and jutted rocks, and for the first time you can see ahead of you that there is the landing zone, this kind of flat area with the shuttle up ahead. The thing that's weird as you get close to this thing is that the rear doors of the shuttle are open, and the shuttle's onboard comm system seems to be active and playing the same audio over and over and over. No sign of the clone. And then Rugo, I think you make a bunch of noise.
So probably clamber onto the.
All
How
right.
close are we to the landing pad?
Doesn't
Can I
seem right.
Clamber onto a landing pad.
40 feet.
Careful.
Okay.
Quiet. Stay
Got
quiet.
you.
Something's wrong.
He's in pain.
It's not right.
I'm gonna fall to like all 4s and put my leg up, just sort of like stretching out.
A blast is fired from nearby. Blue. Impossible to tell where from. Jace lies motionless on the ground, a grotesque burn mark about the ruptured hole where his left eye used to be. From somewhere within the jagged rocks ahead of you by the shuttle, you hear,
Good soldiers follow orders.
and we're going to have combat. Let's
Wow!
remove Jace from
From the game.
the game,
Oh my.
as you are now facing a concealed clone trooper, CT-33-140, somebody that you know from,
The trip here.
yes, and maybe before. The 3 of you are hyper aware that he knows where you 3 are. 1, you'd be super confused, but 2, Jace is definitely dead. This is not a training exercise. His right eye is completely missing, and his body falls crumpled behind you up against one of these jagged rocks. However, for some reason, this clone is attacking all of you. So, on your character sheet, combat, and this is as careful as you were trying to be, this is a vigilance roll against this clone trooper.
Brad, this is amazing. This is amazing. Any difficulties here? Anything like that when we start? Or is it just a regular old naked vigilance?
Yep, no, this is just contested checks.
3 successes and an advantage.
You have to roll your initiative, which is on the combat tab.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to do it that way, otherwise it doesn't register.
thank you. And there's two. Oh, I guess one is if you're combat, and the other one is if you're doing a skill check.
Yeah, and I
Alright,
have to roll
2
one as well.
successes
That's
then.
not working. I don't know why. This whole let's see if that works. Yay! Okay. So everybody's rolled, Jam. The way this works is not like D&D, but also a bit like D&D. In that the fastest goes first, but you get to pick who goes first on every PC turn. So anyone can go in any order and stuff like that. But these three already know that because we've played it. But in case you're wondering why it just says PC, that's why. Now, I'm going to give you guys make me this is just going to be outside of your turns here. Give me vigilance checks at a difficulty of 3. These are just normal checks, not your initiatives.
Is vigilance not initiative?
Yep, just normal vigilance. Difficulty 3. Remember, you have destiny points and you can use them.
Yeah, can I use a destiny point to get a boost on this?
Yes.
Hard as racing. Do you have any difficulties? Two successes and an advantage.
And a failure and an advantage. Okay, so those are the two of you with successes here. This is really all that you're gonna get from the checks. You know what? Actually, who's got the advantages here? You all got advantages, right?
I got a
Everyone-
triumph as well during my
Oh, you
initiative.
did.
Can I
Oh,
use
that's
that?
on your
I did.
initiative.
No
Yeah.
one's rolled
No.
other than me.
I did.
What are you talking about?
I rolled a vigilance.
Yeah, check your roll 20's not scrolled up or something. You can refresh.
Yeah, I just rolled.
Yeah, we rolled
Yeah,
before
there's
you.
no difficulties in Rugo's roll.
Oh, right, yes, he's not got
Oh, I thought there was. I'm
difficulties,
sorry,
sorry.
I wasn't paying
You're
attention.
right,
How
yeah.
many difficulties?
3.
order as well. 3.
3 in this.
You've got to roll them again.
We didn't tab out.
All right.
Yeah.
For,
Oh,
that's
and I
annoying.
didn't click
Yeah, you
out.
gotta click out.
Yeah,
All right, here it is.
I go still.
same roll.
Successes and then 2,000 threats. Okay, so
That's good.
Nuada with the success, Rugo with 2 failures, and then Dax has a failure and an advantage. Okay,
I'm paying
advantage.
too.
I'll deal with the advantage first.
So,
Dax,
quick question:
Yes.
when you do the initiative, all that matters is just success, or
Your
okay, so we
triumph-
don't use any of the advantages or the triumphs.
It all goes in to try and make you the quickest off the mark. So it's all
Okay.
it's the same thing, but it doesn't like boost you in any way. I don't
Got
think I can check or someone will tell me, but I'm pretty sure it's just how fast can you go. If you get a triumph, it counts as a success. Triumphs
Okay.
always count as a success anyway, and then they have to be counted against all the other ones. So the first thing I'm going to give you on your advantage here, Dax, you actually know Trips better than anyone else. I don't know if you've been on some sort of assignment with him, or maybe you served in the Clone Wars somewhere, but you know this about Trips. He served in the early Clone Wars as part of the 33rd Spec Ops Division, and he is a master of booby traps in all situations. So that is something that you know. And Nuada, you recognize two things here. One,
My friend is dead.
apart from that, you also notice that there's something odd, that there are because you've got two threats here. Here's how you notice something. Your foot, the side of your ankle is touching a wire, a razor thin wire that is connected to something.
What something? Do I see what the something is?
Well, you don't know, but you do see a patch of disturbed earth dangerously close to where your ankle is. And by earth, I mean rocks, I think. So it is the first round of combat, and it is whoever wants to go first out of the three of you.
I would like to, but I'm hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. How affected are we by this death that just happened in front of us?
Well, that's a you
Think we-
decision.
That's entirely on you.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to role play that?
Yeah, well, okay.
You may.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm not affected, so I would be okay going first.
Then you go first.
I am affected, but that's also why I think I would go first.
It's
And
also
I've
if you
seen
like,
this
yeah, and then-
tripwire.
You are affected.
I am affected by his
Okay.
death. Yes.
Rugo, are you affected by this?
No, it's neither here nor there. No, I think he is, but I'm trying to figure out. I think it helps that I'm wounded because I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
take less initiative here. But otherwise, I'd be in a bit of a pickle of what do I do? But he's because
Purely
I'm hurt. I'm
based
going to
on the
take
fact
it
that
back.
Jace just got murdered next to you. I'm asking, how are you affected by it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
All right, two of you out of
I'm
conflict.
So I'm touching this wire. So I think I would at least call out about that. How do I interact with this wire in non-D&D terms within this system?
Okay, so on your
Do I need to roll to like identify what it is or disarm it
yeah.
or?
on your so remember you've got all these handouts. There is a bunch of handouts. If you find the little combat cheat sheet,
Incidental is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like a
you'll see that
free
you
action.
have, and I'm just going to explain it for the sake of chat as well.
Yeah.
On your turn, you have an incidental, an action, and a maneuver. An incidental is just a free action. You just do whatever you want. You can do any number of these things, and they're just whatever. An action is doing something, using an ability, using a force power, a skill check, or a combat check, which is like actually hitting stuff or shooting things. And then a maneuver, which is pretty much movement, but it's also a bunch of other stuff. Remember, you can do the aim maneuver, you can assist people, you can hide and sort of take cover and stuff like that. You can also use your action to just take two maneuvers and move around. The way combat works in this as well, for the people that are watching, there is range bands in this. It isn't like 30 feet or whatever, but it's engaged, close, short, medium, long, and absurdly far away. So you move between range bands with your maneuvers. Everything else is theater of the mind. As it stands right now, the shuttle is at medium range from you. It's about 45 feet away from you. The blast came from somewhere over there, but you didn't see where. You know that these guys have assault rifles.
And we have nothing.
Yep,
Yeah,
you
we
got
have
nothing.
nothing.
They've
Well, we've got our melee.
Clones
just
have
learned.
got DC-15 A blaster rifles, and there are 3 more on the ship.
Great.
Which you're aware of. But, yeah, he's over there somewhere. There's also a tripwire literally on your foot, and
Yep.
almost definitely more around.
Yeah. So the first thing that happens as soon as my ankle touches that, I'm holding Rogar still, and I'll say, there are traps, and I'll shout out to Dax so that he doesn't immediately walk onto a fucking mine.
Yeah.
And then I point to the wire for Rugo so he can see it. Or even,
And-
I guess if Dax looks at me, I'm pointing to the one right in front of me. And you can go first, I guess. Or do I still finish my turn? Like, is that weird?
Are you-
Like, am I saying that I'm going first then because I'm speaking? Or
No, incidentals
Okay.
is roleplay.
got it. You can just do it anytime you want. Okay, awesome.
Okay, I would respond. Yeah, Trips uses traps a lot, so there's going to be booby traps all over the place. We should retreat. There's more clones on that ship. We should get out of here.
There isn't more clones on the ship. There's 3 more rifles.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 more rifles. Sorry.
Weapons on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. I will try. We know where he is.
You have an idea that he's over by the shuttle somewhere, but again,
But
it's
he knows
like
where we
Oh,
are.
exactly.
Yeah.
rocks and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw
I
where
would
the
like to-
shot came from, but that's it.
I would say I'm gonna try to sneak around and get
Go.
behind him.
I
If you
Don't need to hear your plan. Just do it.
Okay, I go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
Fair.
you tell me kind of what you're thinking of doing, and I'll tell you if I think that anything special. There's some special rules going on here just to confuse everyone.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to stay. There's jagged rocks everywhere. I'm gonna try to find a way that I can get out of where I think his line of sight is as he's looking down his rifle, while staying concealed.
Okay. I think what you're doing is you're taking cover with one maneuver. And do you want to spend this is what it comes down to. Do you want to spend your action looking for him, looking for a way through, or
I will spend
avoiding
my
the
action-
bombs?
Ooh. I will spend. Yeah, I'll do a maneuver to.
You can also do it different. You can
move
take
into
another
cover.
maneuver and just move. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take another. I will take another maneuver to move, and then I will use a. I'll use a light side force. Point to make sure I don't run into any bombs. Light size destiny point. Is that right?
Yeah. What you can use the destiny point for is to look for the traps.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically you're using a light side point to get another action.
Right.
Yeah, to just light side be able to avoid them is a bit OP. So you can do that. Yep. Give me a perception check, or I think you can do a skullduggery as well if you want. I don't know which is stronger for you, so I'll allow either perception or skullduggery.
Yeah, I'll do
And the
perception.
perception check is you're aware that they're there, so it's a difficulty of 2. And you're in cover, so any shots towards you will have a black die on them. 2 successes and a threat. The 2 successes allow you to spot the 2 grenades that are concealed. There's one right underneath where Nuada is standing, and there's one that's pretty much on the path between where the shuttle bay, the door is, 10 feet back from that. You would have been walking straight up to this shuttle and it would have gone off, you know what I mean? So this thing is kind of 10 feet away from the bottom of the shuttle. We're going to say, for the sake of everything, the shuttle is north of you, the temple is south of you, where you came from.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm going-
you find both of them, but you generate a threat in that you're not being very stealthy. But you are in
Right.
cover.
I'm in cover, and I've also moved. Correct.
And you're one, you're a range band closer, so you can be pretty much, like, you can be 2/3 of the way to the shuttle. But where were you heading to?
Yeah, I was heading to get onto the other side of the shuttle, so he wouldn't. Yeah. So I'm behind a rock, and I'm pretty close to the shuttle, and taking cover.
Yeah, you're probably 10, 15 feet away from the shuttle, kind of hiding behind a bunch of these rocks. But your movement wasn't like the most stealthy thing ever. You just moved from rock to rock, like hiding.
Right.
Which is why, on his turn, he's gonna shoot you. So long as yours is done, I assume.
Yeah.
So you can do
Does
anything
he-
else.
Finished.
Does he go next? He does. Okay.
He does. Yeah, I think because you're moving, you make yourself a target here, and a blast going to come in at you if I roll here. Now, what are our range bands? With him, you are actually in short range with him, and the others are in medium, I think. So I'm just gonna move you here to give myself and all this thing on the screen is just to help us measure range bands. It's not exactly like a 1-to-1. You're not 50 feet away from the thing or whatever. You're just as close as we describe. So you're in short range, which is a 1 difficulty with his shot, but he has a black die. Now this is where we have to remember everything. So 1 black die because you're in cover, and 1 difficulty as he is going to take a shot at you with this blaster. Wow, did that cancel everything out?
Oh, indeed it did.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yes, it
happened.
did.
Wow. Yeah, this thing
True
whizzes.
stormtrooper fashion.
He literally just became a stormtrooper. So, yep. This thing just launches over the top of your head. The two that are watching from behind, you see Dax maneuver through some of these rocks. When this blaster goes off, you see it kind of strike some rocks in the distance. You get a much better idea of where he is, though. He is, he is pretty much exactly opposite you, Dax, on the other set of rocks, concealed on the far side of where the back of the shuttle is, whereas you're on this side, and there's a kind of rudimentary path between you.
Can you like ping on the map on the range bands, just like what direction the shuttle is compared to where this guy
I can
is?
put him here, and I can put him here, and the shuttle is here. Like
Okay.
between the two of them. And I'll move this up for everybody watching, just to give you a better idea of like directions and things. And yeah, the shuttle is kind of pretty much just ahead of these two over on this side. So yeah, you see the clone trooper, and I think I can do this. Let me double check the rules because I still don't know them, but I'm pretty sure I can also do what you just did. Which is he's going to take cover behind the rocks as well. So he kind of just disappears in amongst these rocks, and it is another one of your turns. Either Rugo or
Mine.
Nuada's going.
Yeah. Can you move? Rugo.
Not when it's your turn.
No, I just mean like
Oh,
I'm
you got it.
asking if you're okay. Like, can you fight? Or
I think I am. The blaster goes off. I'm staring at Jace,
Yeah.
and then I look back at you. My teeth are gritted, and I nod.
Okay. Okay, great. I am going to force move Jace's body to make it look like he's not dead and make him a target for the clone.
Okay. By the way,
Sorry.
if you move your foot, it might set off the bomb.
I'm not going to move my foot. I'm
Okay.
force moving Jace's
just
dead
wanna
body
be-
to make it look like he is coming back to life and or moving and to become a moving target to protect the rest of us.
Yeah. Roll your force move. Now, that is a black die.
Can I use the destiny point to change that to a light side so I can use it?
You
That's
can.
how we do that, right?
Yes. You also take a point of conflict to do it, though, because you're using the dark side.
Yeah.
But isn't the destiny point flipping it to light side so that I can use it?
Yeah, but you're still using the dark side of the force to
Yeah,
do this.
but you're utilizing your
fine.
dark roll here. Yeah.
Yep.
You're leaning
Okay.
into
You can do
the
that
dark side.
outside of using a dark roll for free. But if
Yeah.
you want to flip a dark roll to a light, that spends one of our lights. But also, we're playing with the dark side, which means we would take a
Yeah. Whenever you
Yeah,
see a
I
dark
don't
side
think I-
point, it is
Yeah, I don't think it
the
matters
dark
here.
side
Yeah, I think you're just
tempting
gonna
you.
Yeah, I don't think I would have the. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
just do it.
It totally works.
You do it, and you just force push his body.
Yeah.
Take a conflict. Use make sure you spend your. I think it's your final light side.
Yeah, it
point.
is. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I just have all of them. And his body is kind of awkwardly moved from the point that he was at. As
Ragdolls
he
up.
starts kind of ragdolling forwards. It's very jittery and awkward for a moment. He's kind of just
Very Gary's
pushed by
mod
a
for a
gust of
moment.
air more than he is kind of like puppeteered by you.
Yeah. yeah.
God.
But he is wearing Jedi robes and his cloak billows out behind him, so it's a pretty good distraction. And you still have a maneuver.
I'll
I
aim.
love this so much.
Or can I assist? I'm gonna assist. I'm a liar. I'm assisting you, Rugo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which means Rugo will have a blue check to something.
So you're helping lift me up, but you're not moving your foot. Your foot's still resting on the.
Yep.
How are you helping me?
Full on yoga. I can lift you up without moving my body at all. I'm not moving because if I move, the mind's going off or whatever it is.
Okay,
so
so
I'm
you're using-
just full on like warrior pose, lifting you up, or holding
know
you,
what
or
that is
letting you
now.
lean on me. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, you're just in a sweet lunge. Okay, great. And yeah, I'm gonna try to. It's my turn. Is that what happened?
It is
You
your
switched turns?
turn.
Is
Yes.
that what that transition was? Okay. Rugo is going to push off of Nuada, focused, his eyebrows furrowed, as he is going to try his best to pick up Jace's body and then run him to the ship. And then I'm going to utilize my action here as to defensive stance everyone, as I'm just sort of now the target. And I go, get to the ship!
Sorry, wait. Just back up because I know everyone's fucking thinking I'm a monster right now because I lifted my dead friend's body.
Yeah,
you
you're
are
taking
picking
more
up your
conflicts
dead
for
friend's
that, but
body
I'm not.
and using him as a shield.
I'm picking up our dead friend's body in a fireman carry.
Yep.
And now I am a bigger target, and
Yeah.
I am trying to now rush you all onto the ship.
Got it.
I'm not using it. I'm not
Yep.
using it as a shield, but
Okay.
I'm just like
Just
now I am the
checking.
target, and
I'm
I'm trying to distract everyone, or I'm trying to distract him using my defensive stance.
And you're doing this knowing that he's at the entrance to the ship with his rifle out.
He is
shooting at us.
near the.
If you
yes.
do this,
I do want to let
it's
you know
sort
that
of-
bravery is one of my flaws.
Yeah, totally. But if you do this, it kind of negates the fact that I was using his body as a distraction because you're just going to go run and pick it up, which is
Yep.
totally fine. Okay,
Yep.
got it. Okay,
Bravery and stubborn.
all right.
And you're
Fair.
all right. I'm trying to calculate how much.
What just happens? What I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to calculate how many conflicts you accrue for fucking what you did.
For doing
because
all
you've got
this.
more coming in. Not you,
Mhm.
Rugo.
Well, he's not using it as a shield, so he probably
no,
doesn't.
not him. You.
Yeah, me.
Remember, one conflict is just a little thing. You can take like 10 conflicts if you like.
Yeah.
You did something awful, like whatever. All right. So you are running. So you maneuver one range band. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you are You're doing a defensive stance.
Yep, and I'm grabbing, so I guess is my action or my maneuver, or my action, right, where are they? There's the,
An incidental. You're grabbing him on an incidental.
I'm grabbing him
gonna
on an
allow it.
incidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on my maneuver, and then on my maneuver, I want to defensive stance, and hold my ground. I think, I don't know if I want to. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to, say, get to the ship.
Okay. Dax.
I think I instinctively shout, or as loudly speak as I'm used to. What are you doing? Get down!
The ship's here-ish, right? I'm probably gonna.
The ship
go
is
here.
one more. You need to make one more range band.
Yeah, but I just wanted to just in my. I want to be between and sort of in the center here.
You're gonna run straight at the. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Because he's at the back of the ship, which is the entrance, correct?
Yeah.
He's
The
about.
ship.
I'm making my way towards
He,
the ship, and I
yeah.
want you all to get there too. But I want to be in this guy's face as much as I can be.
he is
With-
also
But
about.
the clone
Chase's body.
trooper is.
The clone
right,
trooper
yeah.
is opposite where you are, but also Rugo is about to step on a IED.
Right.
Perfect.
You're about to step on a mine. Watch out!
And then I try to stop, but I don't know if that
Okay,
does anything.
well,
It's not my turn.
Yeah, that's kind of the
It's
end of
my
your turn,
turn.
but that's Dax says that on his turn. But yeah, what are you doing?
And
Dax?
Cool.
I am going to move. Would I be able to get behind the ship and to him in one
You're going on the ship or but like round the
Movement?
ship?
around the ship?
Yeah, you can get around the ship.
Okay. I would like to move around the ship, and I would actually like to use my action to be as to hide and be as stealthy as possible around the ship, so he doesn't notice that I'm not close to him.
Okay, so you one maneuver, two maneuver hide.
Move, and then another to hide.
Yeah, I think for the full-on hiding, it would just be a contested check. So let's go
Okay.
with you give me a stealth check. I'm going to use a dark side point and make that to give you a setback.
Okay. Do you want me to put a set? You want me to put a setback in then?
And then you have one black setback dice versus this clone's vigilance, I guess. I don't know why I still have that on there. Let me roll it again. No difficulty on there, it's just a contested check, so let me roll again. 2 successes versus your 2 successes knock each other out, and then a bunch of your advantages versus his 1 advantage. So you you're pretty like stealthy. I think he might have an idea of where you are, but he seems to be completely focused on the chaos that is happening in front of him with Rugo and the corpse and everything as Rugo starts
Okay.
running for the thing. But yeah, you are behind him, and you're in the same range band as he is. And it's his turn, and he is going to fire again at. And you know what he is going to fire at? The ground.
Fuck.
Oh, that's not good.
Did I say defensive stance? I did, didn't I?
You did.
Okay.
Yes, but he's firing at the
Mm-hmm.
at the grenade. So let's see if he can do it. I think that is going to be. How hard would that be? Probably pretty hard to do.
Oh, I fucked up. I should have used that. Anyway.
I'll give it a 3 difficulty because this is pretty hard to do. Ooh, 2 advantages. So he fires at the ground. The rocks launch upwards, and while the fragmentation grenade isn't hit, it is exposed. You see it in front of you, Rugo. But a bunch of these rocks and bits fly upwards, and they're going to hit you in the face. You will take a setback to something that you're gonna do on your turn. If it involves sight or you know what, just something. We're gonna see what it will be. Whenever your turn is, it is either your turn or Nuada's turn now.
I would. Now that I'm up and working, I would like to go first.
Okay.
If that okay? Is that okay? If that okay?
Let me think about that for a second. Yeah. I think I had a plan, and then you did the exact opposite. So now I'm just like, holy shit! I thought we were
perfect.
on the same page, but we're not. So yeah, go for
Perfect. That makes sense. I will. Can I move one more range band? Put Jace's body on the landing pad, and then as a maneuver, defensive stance, and be in melee with trips.
Yes. You
I'll
can
do
do
that.
all of those things. You kind of jump out of the way of where this rock is. You jump onto one of these like areas, one of the rocks that he's like concealed behind, slide down the other side. And you put Jace where? Just on the ground?
On the landing pad, and then I would like I'm imagining landing pad or landing ramp is down. Clone Boy Trips is next to it, and this is all happening here-ish.
Yep.
Or like in the Mustafar scene, spoiler. In the Mustafar scene where the thing's down and on that dais, but of course we're not. It's less lava, and the clone troopers here. We and like Jay and Dax is over here. Nuada's here, and I'm sort of in the center of this triangle. I want to close that distance, lay Jace's body onto the landing ramp, and assume Dax will take care of it. And then I want to get engaged with the clone trooper with Trips.
That is exactly what happens.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then as like he's got a rifle and I'm trying to defensive stance and trying to stand down.
Your action is defensive stance.
I'm going to defensive stance. Yep.
Okay. You tell him to stand down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
The Nuada, your turn.
Okay, if I move at all, this thing is blowing up, right?
Yes, you can try and disarm it or figure out what's going on with an action.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. Your action, it is skullduggery, mechanics, or gunnery.
Oh, I'm not
Check.
doing that then. There's no way. I'll
With a
fail.
difficulty of
Absolutely
2.
not. Okay. Shit. Okay, I'll do... Fuck. Can I see him?
The clone trooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm gonna shoot him with my blaster. Do we have those even?
You haven't got
We
any
don't. We have no
blasters.
weapons.
No.
Okay. Can I see Dax?
No.
I am going to force push the clone trooper. It's not going to be great, but I need to do something, and I can't move. And I know I'm going to fail the... I don't know how to disarm traps. It's not even about, like, I know I'm going to fail the roll. I just think I would sit there and go, I don't know what the fuck this is or how to disarm it. The only thing I can really do, I'm trapped. I can't move. So the only thing I can really do is try to trip this guy or do something. Like, just,
And
I know
trip
it's
Trips.
not going to be a lot. It's probably not going to do damage, but maybe it will give an advantage to Rugo.
Okay. Roll, roll your force die.
Okay.
Two dark side points. Again, you can use a light side point to flip one of those.
We don't have any?
I don't think we have one.
Or did you?
You don't have one?
I think you used one.
Yeah, I think you have one.
Oh, you
have
used
two.
one recently? Oh, hell yeah. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
I don't know if we lost track somewhere, but apparently you have 2. 2
Okay.
light side, 3 dark.
And I take a conflict to do it, right?
You'll take a conflict, yes.
Okay. How do we get rid of conflict? Is it like see a therapist? Or is this just
at
like
the end of
forever
the session-
ruining my life?
The end of the session.
At the end of the session, we are all going to sit and calculate your
enjoy our
conflict stuff.
morale shifting
Yeah,
stuff.
and it
Got
shifts
it,
your
cool.
morale either light
Yeah, we
side
roll
or
that
dark
dice
side.
and then yep.
Yeah,
That's what
again,
conflict is doing.
young Padawan, my friends are gonna die. One of my friends is dead. I don't think I think I would
All
have
off of
the
instinct right
ability
now.
to stay calm. Yeah. So yeah, I will do it.
Okay, take another conflict. Spend the light side
Okay.
die. Actually, take
Yep.
3 conflict because you've got 2 still. From you force pushed the corpse of this guy as a distraction.
Yes.
So that's 2
This
conflict.
guy, my friend.
This guy, your friend.
This guy.
Mhm.
The extra.
So add
Yeah,
another
very-
3 conflict, and then flip the light side point, and then you force push the clone trooper. And do you know what?
A band
I think,
away.
I mean, you're using the dark side of the force here, but I think you're successful. From Rugo and Dax's perspective, you see this clone trooper sort of turn around. He does the
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
and then he is pushed as he's kind of pushed by the force, and he stumbles suddenly, unexpected, doesn't quite realize what's going on, and that will give one of you an advantage, a boost.
He didn't move
to
a range band.
your attacks. No.
No,
you guys
it's just
have
it's just an
Nah,
advantage.
thank
It's
you.
all I
yeah,
can really
you guys
do.
have got baby
Uh-huh.
force move. You don't have
Yeah. That's
the
fine.
ability to push
Oh,
anything
that's
that
so
hard.
good. I was so worried everything was gonna. Yep. All right. Go on, as you were.
I think actually it's an opening for Dax.
Yes, it is. Whose turn is it? Dax's turn. Well, actually, it's just the top of the round. That's what it is. It's anyone's turn.
I will.
Wait,
I'll go.
no, I go again. Nope, sorry. Stop. I'm going again, and I'm going to do it again because I think I can generate another advantage, and then you can each have advantage this turn, right?
That's true.
Yep, that's all I
If
can do.
if we're speaking meta, if you go
Yeah.
again and push him out of the range band, I don't have my
He
benefits.
won't get pushed out
She
of the
won't-
range
she won't
band.
push him out
He's
of the
in
range
the
band.
he's in the thing, right? He can't go anywhere.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay.
nudging him against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
in
go
RP,
for
I'm
it.
just sort of waiting for the right moment, so I'm totally fine with you going again.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it again if you want to try.
And
You're
a
trying
little
to.
meta,
You're,
and a little
you're
meta
pushing
talk here.
even more.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
just trying to
fly
like
ships,
distract him.
Dax?
I can
What?
fly ships.
Okay.
Not
Perfect.
well, but better than some.
Okay. Thought so.
Not as good as our fucking dead friend.
Not as good
Okay,
as our
sorry.
friend.
Okay.
Again.
For
Wow.
fuck's sake. Yeah, I'll do it again.
Okay.
Yep.
You're
Take
not
another
using
conflict.
them.
Use the final
you're gonna
light
use 'em?
side point.
You have to hit use light side.
Oh, at the top of the sheet. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay. So
Well,
now,
now we've only.
And again,
I actually don't know.
because you're using it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
second
using
one.
it
So
now.
now there's
Yeah.
one.
There we go.
'Kay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
One more conflict.
Uh-huh. Boy, I wish this was all in the same spot on the sheet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you've like completely
Uh-huh.
leaned into the dark side here, but
Well, I mean, wait, is that
Got
like?
the rest of the campaign.
you push
to-
him again.
clear
He
it.
stumbles
Yeah.
even more forwards.
Yeah.
But there are 2 boosts available on him. One, I guess, Rugo can take, and one Dax can take
Question.
as he stumbles.
So that I
awkwardly.
am explicitly clear,
Yes.
because I thought the rules were like you're using a light side point to flip it to light side. So
Yes.
am I using the light side or am I using the dark side right
You're
now
using
for
the dark
roleplay
side.
purposes?
The dark
Okay.
side. Because it showed
Okay.
up dark. If it shows up
Yeah.
light,
Yeah.
you can do it for free and it's light.
Mechanically,
Yeah.
you're
you-
flipping it to a light side because you need a light side to be able to use your ability. But
But you take a
Ah,
conflict to do
whenever
it.
there
okay.
is a dark side, there is a dark. You're leaning into the dark side of the
Got it.
force here.
Okay.
The force
Oh,
showed
shit,
up, or the
dude.
spell wind, it showed
Yep.
up as
Spell
negative,
wind,
and you are using and you are accepting it as being
I
negative,
just thought we were
but using it as
we were spending
right.
the light side to make it a light
You
side, but
are-
we're not. We're spending a light side
you-
just to be able to do it at all. Got it.
Yeah.
So that's why you're taking conflicts, is because, and it makes sense. This totally
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep.
like narrative.
Sorry, I'm
sense.
going dark side
Well,
episode 1.
Yeah. Clone
I
is
think it's
using
perfectly
his
fine.
turn.
I think it
to
makes sense.
Move.
Nobody went yet.
She went.
I went.
Oh yeah, she did.
And he's stumbling backwards, but he's going to fire at Rugo.
In a
You still
new,
have-
in a
you still
different range
new,
band.
New range band, yeah. He's one range band away.
Cute.
And do you still have defensive shit?
I don't. If he's out of my range band.
Cool. Let's.
So I didn't push him out of the
no.
range
No, you
No, you
didn't
band,
do it.
but he moved out of
He
the range
stumbled
band.
and
Okay,
he did
great.
his-
Amazing.
He's still stumbling, but he stumbles backwards because it's his turn. And he is going to. You know what? I'm going to use a dark side point. Make this to give myself a boost die on this one. And I'm going to fire again.
Who are you shooting at? Sorry,
You.
I got excited. Me. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So 2 successes. So this has Pierce 1, which means it ignores one of your soak. You take 10 damage plus the 1 from the extra success.
I don't. I am actually going to. I have reflect. When I get hit by a ranged attack, I'll suffer 3 strain and reduce it by 2 for every rank I have.
Do you
I
need
have
a
2 ranks in
lightsaber to reflect it?
It's just. It doesn't say when you need a lightsaber. It's just a part of my thing. So instead here, I would like to dive or use the post of the piston post of this, like the lowering pad. I would like to
Yeah.
go behind that, and then like the reflective surface of the chromed out landing leg flies in that direction. I'll still
allow
take.
it until
Cool.
the YouTube
I'll still
comments
take the
scream.
damage. Yep, until they yell at us.
Until we
As
get
I
in
want to
trouble.
step back and utilizing that, like I said, that the leg of or the post or the hydraulic post of the lift to reduce it. Like I said, 2 damage for every rank I have in reflect, and I have 2 ranks, so I'm going to reduce it by 4. So I will take 3 strain, and then I will. And what was the rest of the bullshit? It was 10 damage, and then what else?
11 damage. But it ignores 1 soak.
It ignores 1 soak. So instead, I will take 7, and then I will take 5.
Jesus Christ.
It's still nasty. I think you see this horrible burn
Yeah.
open up on
Do you want to let the
somewhere.
audience know how many fucking what our maximum wound level is?
Yeah, so
Just so
my,
that they
um,
understand the
can see it.
gravity of
I
what
can
just
see it on the
fucking
screen,
happened.
but
Yeah,
Jesus
so I
Christ.
am now at 6 strain and 6 wounds. My character has only 12 of each, and instead of it counting down like in D&D or a lot of other popular TTRPGs, we count up. So we don't want to hit our threshold, or it is our threshold, right? So my threshold is 12 on both, and right now I'm at 6 at each. I'm going to try to use the blast, or at least some of the post here to help. It does, I think, hit. If you let me, Brad. I think it does hit. Like if it glances off of the post of this chromed out hydraulic leg of the lift, and it may still spray a bunch of its light and radiance into a lot of like my shirt, and like may sizzle into my shirt, and maybe even some embers burn up. But it could have been much worse, as a lot of it was reflected and refracted away. But I was still able to get behind the post and take a shit less damage than I could have.
Okay.
And that's my reflect.
Yeah. It is
It's now your turn.
now someone.
my turn.
Yeah, you want to use T's turn. I don't know whether we're on the thing. It's so confusing.
Okay. And we're right next to the landing pad, and Nuato's way over there.
Yes.
Can I tackle the stormtrooper?
Yeah.
I will run up.
That would be. I guess you've just learned some martial arts.
Mhm.
I guess it would be
and
a
I
roll or a melee check.
as I
Melee.
grunt in pain and kick off of the the landing ramp, and I want to.
You see the melee is
You get a
2
boost plus.
difficulty,
I get a boost, which is a blue die.
and you have a blue die,
boost.
a boost. 2 difficulty, 1 blue die.
3 difficulty.
2.
2 difficulty.
Yep.
1 blue die. And we have a light side. Can I use it here to help?
You can. It gives you another
I
blue
will,
die.
I will use it here
Or
to help.
something else if you want.
As I am going to melee. Brawl, right? We're using brawl skill? Or no, melee.
Melee is its own thing, yeah. Wow.
That is a success,
Success and advantage.
an advantage, and a
a
triumph.
Triumph.
So, you can do anything you want here. What happens?
I do a front flip. Like I said, I sort of lean into the post. It sprays, and I scream, ah! And then I grab the post and I swim, I think, inside. Like if the ramp is here and the post is here, I swim in the inside and I kick off with my right leg, and then leap toward Trips. And I think I still say, like, stand down, as I'm still like, this is an order. And as I leap toward him, I am just going to tackle him. And I think it's going to be just a sloppy tackle. There's no, like, me trying to hold him in any sort of way. I'm just trying to get him to stop firing at us. And then I think as I land, I want to say, Nuada, get to the ship!
You can force him to drop his weapon with that triumph.
Move.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I want to knock the ship out of it, I want to knock the ship out of his hand. I want to knock the weapon out of his hand.
Yeah, he just
Ugh, I don't take orders from you.
and but the rifle swings out of his hand, clatters behind where you guys are kind of tackling.
Can't land by Nuada.
And yeah, I mean, if she could move, but it is on the ground somewhere, like kind of here-ish.
Okay.
Nuada's turn. Yes. Yeah. No. Dax.
Dax. Yep.
Or Dax.
You're muted.
Is one over there?
Sorry, it's my turn. In this system, in order to equip a weapon, it takes a movement, right?
No, it's a maneuver, I think.
Maneuver.
Oh, no,
right.
it's not. It's
Draw
incidental.
and holster a
Yep.
weapon is a maneuver.
Draw
Okay.
and holster, but to
What
pick
about
up is
picking a
probably
weapon?
free.
No.
Draw, ready.
That's an
The ship.
incidental. Dropping an item, releasing someone you're holding, shifting position, or peeking around a corner are all incidental. So I would
That's
assume
dropping.
picking up something.
Look under manage
Well-
gear. Maneuvers. Draw, holster weapon, ready, load weapon. Take something
Yeah.
from storage or put it away. Is
Got
a
it.
maneuver.
Ah, okay.
Makes sense.
All right.
I thought you were picking
Then I
it up
will
off
ask
the ground.
you if I am able to, in one turn, take one of the blaster rifles from the ship and ready it to fire.
Yes.
Okay, and that is what I will do.
Okay. Yep. Add a DC 15 blaster rifle. Damage 10, crit 3, and it has a quality of PS1. You should just be able to copy it from the clone trooper there. It's the same.
There is something, by the way. If you roll a triumph in your initiative, you get an extra maneuver in your first round.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
yeah, just
cool.
so we remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
I just saw it.
Wouldn't have done you too much good.
She could have
Well,
probably tried
I would have moved the
fucking
body right
move
away.
the
That's
line.
what I would have done.
Oh, right.
You wouldn't have been able to do that on a maneuver. Maneuver is
But I
kind of
would've-
movement and
Yeah.
random shit. You need the force. Doesn't matter. Too late. We don't know the rules. And so Dax just
I wasn't suggesting we
disappears.
go back. I was just
No,
letting
yeah,
us
I
know.
Oh, I get it.
I'm just.
Yeah.
It's for people on YouTube. Dax goes running into the ship.
Uh-huh.
Pulls one of the. There's sort of like 3 rifles in one of those things that they hold. What are Americans? Where you put guns in, like a gun rack thing.
Gun
And
rack.
there's one
That's what
missing.
it's called.
Pulls one of those
I
off.
believe it's called a freedom
Runs
holder.
outside, and you're not firing it. You're gonna aim.
I believe that's what it is.
Yes, because, yeah, that's right. I'm assuming that this gun is locked and loaded already, so I
Yes.
don't have to load it and prepare it.
Correct.
So then I will pick the gun up and I will aim it.
Okay, so you'll have a blue to your.
But you already
to
have a
fire.
blue. So
Right,
why
so
don't
now
you
I
just
have to?
fire? Okay.
You have 2. Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't think that I can.
I mean, you
I
can do
didn't
it
know
right
if you could
now.
hold it or not.
It is the
I can
top of the
fire?
round. If you take the
Oh,
first,
it's my turn again.
you can.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You could take the first round and do it now.
And I will definitely do that. And we are at a short range. And this is a. Sorry, let me look at the
Yep. Short is
cheat sheet
1.
here.
Engage.
It's 1?
Short is 1 difficulty. Yeah.
Okay.
And you have 2 blues.
Right, I've got 2 blues. Let me get down to this weapon. Okay, hope this is working.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Could we?
And a
this is
blaster
probably
bolt goes
annoying,
past
an
your head.
annoying,
Yeah.
an annoying extra step. But when it's like Dax's turn, should we like Brad, you because you have the control, could you pick up everybody and then move Dax to the center?
Could do that. Or Dax could explain how he takes this clone trooper out and what it looks like.
Ooh, there we go. Okay, great.
I take the rifle and I take one knee. I put the rifle up on my wrist. I aim directly for his heart, and without hesitation, I pull the trigger. The blast goes directly through his armor, hits his heart, and he's dead before he hits the ground.
Yeah. The clone trooper falls. His armor hitting the rocks. He sort of slides a foot backwards and comes to a complete dead stop. I think at this point,
Struggling, and then I feel the weight of a body. Just
yeah,
sort of.
Nuada, what do you want to do about the bomb? You're out of initiative order,
Mhm. But it's still pretty risky.
but you're looking at danger.
Okay, well, but I don't think I know anything about bombs, but I think if I try to disarm it and I fuck it up, I'm gonna blow myself up, right?
Possibly.
The combat's over.
Combat is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, you
What?
killed him.
Okay, yeah, so I would walk over to her and say, "What are you why are you still standing there? You stood there the whole time. What's going on?"
And I point to the wire, which I showed you in the very beginning.
Oh, right, okay. So I get down on a knee and I'll try to help her disarm it. I've got a bit more, I think, knowledge about these sort of things.
Skullduggery, mechanics, or gunnery at a difficulty 2 to disconnect this.
Difficulty 2, okay. Let me take a look here. So I'll use
Can I use my 4C ability potentially if I roll light side to give him an advantage? Can I use it that way?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Depending on how
Well,
this
we'll find out.
goes for you. Roll the 4C.
Ah, bitch!
Yeah, I think you see him disconnecting this wire from the activation panel.
Okay.
And you notice that he basically that he will do this even if he fails. But he still has to make the check.
Okay. I don't really know how to RP that as giving you an advantage. I think I just like think I put a hand on your shoulder and I point to the one wire and I go, there's one underneath there.
Yeah, okay, I see it. And I'm getting a boost for that, right, Brad?
Yeah.
You have a blue boost to that, yes.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah. You successfully disconnect this wire from the activation panel without setting it off. You also get an advantage So you have a frag grenade. You can add a frag grenade. I'll give you the stats later.
Oh, I get the frag grenade. Oh,
Yes,
perfect.
you have
Okay.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right.
And then I will head to the ship right away.
From
Lifting the trooper.
the clone trooper, you hear
Hmm?
Estimation of arrival 30 minutes. Nearest squad en route. Do not leave your location. What is the status of the Jedi?
I will,
CT33.
without thinking,
This is
140.
coming
Do it.
from.
Yep. Do it.
I will,
What is
without
the
thinking,
status?
pick.
This is
Sorry,
this is
we're
over
not
on me,
I-
right?
this is from the dead clone troopers.
From the dead, which I am now like
Wrist
trying to
comlink.
get up onto the ship.
Yes.
So he's so that's. I think I just look
Oh,
at you
you're
all
up
as
there.
this is going off.
So we
Trips.
don't hear this.
This is
I think you do.
CT09945 Red Whistler.
Go.
What's the 1020?
I
Yeah,
run
I
up-
just like pat your back. Dax, go, because I know you can do it. Go.
I run up and I get on the comms and I use my ability as a little sneaky lad to try and mimic his voice as best as I can.
Okay.
And
What check is that? What are you angling
I
for?
don't, it'd probably
No, it's gonna
be
one of the charm ones. But...
3.
Oh yeah.
What? No, you think charm? Oh,
Oh, it's
really?
deception.
Deception.
You're
Yeah,
lying.
roll
Perfect.
me a
Okay.
deception check. Difficulty. Do you know any of their codes?
I would know.
He said, "What's
Some.
the 1020 on the T1?"
Okay. That probably means what's the situation on the targets?
Think about your GTA RP.
Yeah.
More importantly,
Uh,
think about like
okay.
what he's been doing.
This is just to
You might
determine
know.
the difficulty. So we're gonna make this as 3 difficulty,
Okay.
and I'm gonna spend a dark side point to give you a setback die. So add a black.
All right. Well, that's not good.
What do you say?
I think I do.
Comms are fuzzy. Targets are down.
Oh fuck yeah.
CT 33140. Is that you? That's right. Alright, 1077, estimated time of arrival 30 minutes. Do not leave your location. What is the status of the Jedi? All Jedi down. Good job.
While he's doing this, I'm closing the door. I'm getting us ready to fucking go. Like, I'm on the ship now. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The you get the sense that they did not understand. They didn't necessarily believe you.
Right.
They disconnect comms,
Wilco that.
and then you hear them disconnect. You guys move into the cockpit of this T1. This thing is a shuttle. It really is. It
I bring
has
Trips'
no
body up onto the
weapons.
ship as well. By the way.
Trips is with you, and Jace.
and Jace.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
which one of you can pilot?
Does anyone have a career
Not
in
me.
piloting? I don't have a career, but I do have.
This is planetary.
I
not
do have an.
I mean space. Sorry, not planetary.
Yeah, I do have 3 green, so I guess it would be me.
It's
I've
you.
done a little bit of piloting.
Okay.
I've had to.
Yeah, you step up to the
By
to
yourself? Have you
the-
done this by yourself before? Or have you always been a co-pilot?
I've done this by myself before.
Just
Tell me what you need. I will sit down in the co-pilot seat and wait for instruction.
Yeah, you sit down. You guys take your positions and you look in front of you. There is a display that flickers yellow lines with destinations written out in bright orange. You can see return journey Coruscant, closest inhabited world Jabim, or manual entry.
I'm stimming Jace, by the way.
Manual entry.
He's dead.
You need to input navigational coordinates here, and also this is the type of thing that a droid does. So for you to make a manual entry check here, you need to pass an astrogation check.
That'd be astrogation.
And it's daunting, so that's 4
We go to
difficulty.
I think I would say to them, I think we have to go to Jabim. I don't know how to plot a course in space.
Do any of you have ranks in computers?
Jabim.
No.
I have it as a career, but I have no ranks in it.
If it is a
It's just
career,
standard. Yeah.
it would be possible to slice this computer to access previous entries. It might give you more options.
We go to
We can't
Jabim.
go to Jabim. We can't.
How long? I would
That's
know
what
how long that would
training-
take, right?
But they would know that.
It depends on
Wouldn't
how
they?
good you are at slicing.
Not very
We have
good.
to go to Jabim if anything was to go wrong, and things went wrong, and now we have to go to Jabim. That's what the test is.
I don't think this is a test.
If I thought it would take more than 10 minutes, I wouldn't do it.
I don't think you would know until you try.
All right, I tried to slice into the computer and find some records of some past trips.
Okay, give me a computer's check with 3 difficulty.
Does anyone know anything about computers?
I can try to help, if that's a thing. No.
Yeah, are you careered in it?
Nope.
Still checking over Jace and
Yeah.
Okay, so you
I think
cannot help
we're-
because you're not paying
Yeah, I
attention.
can't help
All
you
right,
then.
all right.
They would know that.
Okay. So
Could just be more of them waiting for us there.
I'm able to slice in.
We
Jabim.
can't go. Yeah.
Well, I have 2
You go.
rats there.
Yeah. So, threat means that it's going to take you time to do this, but you're pretty sure you can do it. It's going to take you maybe 15 minutes.
I do it.
Okay. You spend
What options
15
do I have?
minutes just slicing this thing until eventually it reveals that there are 3 other entries in here. Dotharian, Umbara, and Hosnian Prime. And you guys can... well, I guess actually, Dax, you're doing this, so you can give me a Core Worlds, an Outer Rim, or even an Underworld check with a difficulty of 1. And I'll give you info on these depending on what you get. Not sure. I think with the advantage, what did you roll? Outer Rim. With the advantage, you're aware of Umbara. It's in the expansion region. There was some sort of big scale war there during the Clone Wars. It's far enough away that you likely wouldn't attract any attention while you figure out what's going on. Though you'd probably stick out among the Umbarans. So
We
your
could go
options
to
are
Umbara.
Coruscant, Jabim, Dotharian, Umbara, and Hosnian Prime.
I think we should go to Umbara
Yeah.
for now. Maybe when
I
we're
agree.
there, I can figure out a way to get us someplace else. But we've got to go now,
We
so
can't-
I'm just gonna do it.
go.
I'm doing it.
yeah, I think
So we
whatever
go to
you're doing
Umbara.
in the cockpit is great. I'm going to be in the back still checking over both of these bodies. I don't know if I'm in
Yeah.
the cockpit to help out with this decision.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Then I just
Right,
you
so I
say
go.
as soon as you say it, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I'm putting together a team. Hunters from across the galaxy, willing to do whatever it takes. If you wish to join us, bring me the lightsabers of 3 dead Jedi.
Yes, Lord Vader.